Hi there. Today I'd like to talk to you about a lady and a gentleman called Lily and David. Lily met David online, and Lily and David are not their real names, but this is a true story. Lily met David online and they had a connection almost instantly. They started to text back and forth every single day, and they were really sharing a lot of information and enjoying one another. And they discovered, okay, it looks like this is going somewhere. And then David asked Lily for her telephone number, and she happily obliged. And so a relationship started, albeit on the phone. So they spent hours of every day talking into the night, enjoying one another's company, just having a great time. And Lily thought, could this be the one? And after some weeks, probably 4 weeks, David said to Lily, I'm coming to your city next month, and I'm going to be spending 2 months in your city on a business arrangement. I have a series of business meetings and conferences, and I will be spending 2 months. And so Lily said, great, that's an opportunity for us to meet finally, and of course to see where this goes. And so they met up, and daytime David would go on his business meetings and Lily would go to work, but they spent every other free opportunity, all their evenings together. They spent so much time together. All their friends started to see them together, and they were all very happy for Lily. David was very attentive. He was very romantic, bought her flowers, bought her chocolate, wined and dined her, spent a lot of money on her, made her feel seen and heard, made her feel special, and it was really racing away very, very, very quickly. And a few of Lily's friends said to her, do you want to slow this down? Do you want to find out a little bit more about David? What do you know about David? But Lily was caught up in the romance of the moment. She was caught up in the beauty and the warmth and the enjoyment of just having this exhilarating relationship with David. So she just gave into it. After about 2 months, so now making 3 months altogether that they met, Lily was expecting that David would take the relationship to the next level and talk about exclusivity. Sometime there was a day when Lily kind of felt a nudge in her heart to check, just to see if she could find David on the same sites that they had met. Lo and behold, his photograph and profile was still there. And not just that, with a little more digging, she found his profile on a second dating app. When she mentioned it to him, he brushed it off really quickly and said, oh, I'm going to take it down. I totally forgot. You know how busy I've been. And he proceeded to take it down. And then he said to her, my sets of meetings and conferences are coming to an end, and I will be leaving. However, another set of meetings are starting again in a month's time. So there's going to be a month's break in between. And I'm wondering, is it worth it to get on a plane, go, and then come back in another 4 weeks and so on? He left that hanging in the air. Lily jumped in very quickly and said, you don't really need to do that. You can come and stay in my house. I've got plenty of room. And that was true. Lily had plenty of room because Lily was a highly successful career woman herself. And she had a very nice house with about 3 bedrooms. So David happily obliged, and they moved David's stuff from the hotel into Lily's house. They started to enjoy themselves and just live a good life and everything, just enjoy every day. But at the end of the month, when David was meant to now start his new set of business meetings, Lily noticed that he wasn't doing any such thing. He wasn't getting out in the morning. He wasn't doing anything that looked like a business. And she asked him about it, and he said, oh, there were some delays with that business and it's been postponed for a while. So right now I'm looking for other business opportunities in this same city, because this is a city where I normally do a lot of business. And Lily thought that was a harmless explanation. Lo and behold, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, David settled into just eating, drinking, spending loads of hours on Netflix, and just really having a great time. Lily bought a car. Guess who drove it? David. David would drop her at work and he would take the car to only God knows where, doing God knows what. And that just continued, but Lily still did not end the relationship. Lily still did not do anything to sort of push things either to the make or the break point, And it was quite interesting that David didn't seem to be changing his habits. Rather, he started becoming more and more sloppy. He stopped being a gentleman. He stopped being nice. He stopped saying nice words to her. He stopped bringing her flowers. Then after a while, he told her, my money has run out. And then he started to spend her money and she happily obliged. And this continued. And then after like 18 months, things really did come to a head. They started to quarrel a lot. They started to really, really argue, and the arguments got physical. These arguments didn't start at the 18-month point. They had started way before then. And after a while, it just was explosive. Neighbors were hearing them. People were asking her, are you all right? She lost her joy. She lost her peace. She could hardly drive her car. He now had control of the car himself and everything. And then finally, the arguments turned physical. He became violent. It wasn't a problem for him to lay his hands on Lily. And one day, after hitting her one time too many, she fell into unconsciousness. And the next thing, slipped into a coma. And sadly, she passed away. Nobody knew that she had passed away because guess what David did? He fled. He ran. He disappeared into the ether. Nobody knew where he was. Lily's friends started to call her phone. The phone would ring endlessly. After about 3 days, her sister decided to come to the house because she had a key. Normally, she and Lily spoke all the time, but she just smiled to herself and thought, oh, she's in a lover's paradise. She doesn't have much time for me now. By the third day, she thought, I'm going in with my key because she's not picking her phone. She entered the house and there was Lily on the kitchen floor in a pool of her own blood that had congealed around her, and her body was lifeless. You can imagine the dismay, the pain, the horror of her sister. She let out a blood-curdling scream. With her hands shaking, she called the ambulance, the police. She called Lily's friends and other family members. I will leave the rest to your imagination. Suffice it to say, David was eventually caught by law enforcement and is spending the rest of his life in prison. But you see, Lily cannot spend any rest of her life anywhere because she has really been deleted from the earth forcefully. Her dreams gone, her purposes unfulfilled, her desires unmet, and a beautiful life that could have continued to be a blessing to her family members, to her friends, to the society, snuffed out because of a hope of a long-lasting and fulfilling romantic relationship. Is it really worth it? So what are the lessons that I personally could pick from this when I got to know of this story? Lily had gradually slipped into her masculine energy. You see, everybody has both masculine and feminine energy. We're all on a spectrum. We ladies have more of the feminine, hormones and characteristics and everything, because that is how we were created. And the men are on the higher end of the masculine because they've got the attributes, they've got the hormones, they've got the strength, they've got the looks, they've got the build that is, geared towards being masculine. What does the masculine energy do? The masculine energy is supposed to provide, it's supposed to protect, and it's supposed to cherish. Pardon me if I chuckle. The story is not funny in any way, shape, or form, but I use chuckles to self-soothe when I feel myself getting really agitated and unhappy about a situation, because my heart really goes out to Lily's family, particularly. My heart really goes out to them. I pray for peace and comfort for them. David slipped out of his masculine energy, or he probably never attempted or desired or planned to operate in the masculine energy. He was probably wearing a mask, probably pretending to be who he was not, just to take advantage of a woman. But masculine energy is supposed to provide, to protect, and to cherish. When you look at the physique of a man is built stronger than a woman. Even a 15-year-old is stronger than a woman in the prime of her strength, in the prime of her life. A woman is probably the strongest physically between the ages of 25 and 35. I tell you, a 15-year-old boy is most likely 5 times stronger, most probably 5 times stronger than that female in the prime of her strength. Why? It is for protection. That is why it's the men that go to war. I know that these days a few ladies are going into like the front lines into war, but predominantly probably 99% or more of the people that go to war are men, because they're built to protect the vulnerable, to protect the women, to protect the children, to protect the elderly, to protect society, to protect humanity. Men, please lean into your masculinity and protect us. Don't use your strength to destroy us. Don't use your strength to afflict a woman. Don't use your strength to subdue or control or manipulate a woman. Use your strength to protect, because one of the feminine needs is to feel safe and to feel secure. So we want that security. When you're there, we don't want to think about anything that has to do with safety. We want to feel at peace with life and with ourselves. Then we can operate in our feminine. But you see, Lily stepped into that providing energy. She stepped into the protecting, the rescuing energy, because she rescued him. Oh, I don't have a place to stay. My time in the hotel is over. I have a month where I don't want to really spend money and go back to my city. And she said, oh, come into my home. I have plenty of room. That is a no-no, because that is a protecting, rescuing, and providing energy right there. No. I'm still on this providing part because I feel that very strongly, to be honest. Men are geared towards making money. It's not because they're more intelligent than the average woman. I would probably hazard a guess and say men and women share equal intelligence mentally. But men, by virtue of, again, physical strength, by virtue of the way the world is structured, by virtue of what I would call a grace from the Creator upon them, they have that grace to make a lot of money. And so I did a little bit of research before I recorded this video, and I found online that in the developed world, women earn 25% less money than their male counterparts, doing exactly the same work within the same number of hours, the same conditions. And this cuts across all manner of industries. It cuts across law and medicine and finance and so many other services. Men earn more money than women. I checked out the CEOs. In some countries, CEOs earn 55% more. Male CEOs earn 55% more money than their female CEO counterparts. All right? And I also looked at billionaires. I discovered that in the year 2021, from a study, there were roughly around 3,300 billionaires in the world. 3,300 billionaires in the world. And guess the percentage of this that were women? 12.9%. So the remaining 87.1% remaining were men. Talking about the 12.9% that were women, 49% of them inherited the billions. So where am I going with all this statistical information? It is to say that men are naturally geared towards making money, and money protects, money provides, money brings peace, money brings a lot of joy and happiness. We're not to worship money, we're not to love money, we're to respect money, we're to use money to achieve worthwhile objectives. And so, men, when you make this money, can you please use it to love society, starting from the woman in your life and the children she produces with you and all the other vulnerable people in society? Can you please do it with joy? Because that's who you've been created to be. Can you not be so angry about providing and saying things like, oh, all women like is money. Oh, women are gold diggers. Oh, women are this and that. Oh, why is it that you can't also bring your money? Oh, why can't we do 50-50? Well, guess what? Men, it is impossible for you to do 50-50 in the nurturing of new life in the womb. It is impossible. Come on. 100% of that rests on us, the women. And until I had my 2 children, I didn't know how tough it was. Within the first few months of being pregnant for my first child, I picked up the phone and called my mother, and I started to thank her, weeping, for having been a good mother to me. Because from that conception, from the few months of pregnancy, the horror, okay, sorry young ladies that have never had children, please don't be scared. It's one of the most rewarding experiences. It's painful though. It is what it is. But what I'm trying to say is that, men, you cannot share that. You cannot carry a pregnancy. You cannot deliver children within inches of your life. Like, oh my goodness, am I going to lose my life? And some women actually sadly do lose their lives. And my heart goes out to them and their families, and to the children that have had to grow up without their mothers who passed away in child bearing. I'm very sorry for your loss. So men, be happy to have that part where you provide. Be a provider, be a protector. And if you're a man and you're not making money, have you stopped to ask yourself, why am I not making money? I would encourage you to actually take time out and do self-reflection and be self-aware and practice emotional intelligence and ask yourself, why am I not making money? What do I need to do differently? Network with the right people, buy the right books, go to the right conferences, read the right books, go on YouTube. YouTube is free. Search out materials that would help you, that would encourage you, that will show you where the money is at. And when you make it, use it to provide, to protect, and to cherish. Lily slipped into that masculine energy. She became his hero. She became David's hero. David is meant to be her hero. Men love to be the hero. That is the natural masculine energy. Men love to be needed. Men love a challenge. Masculine energy loves a challenge. They love to lead and they love to rescue. Because when they actually have a challenge and they surmount it, they win a war, they win a challenge, they win a fight, they compete and they come out on top, they feel satisfied and they feel fulfilled. It is a natural thing. It is a natural thing. Even though we talk about equality and women are racing all over the world for equality between the sexes, I don't believe it is equality that should erase the differences in our natural beings who we've been created to be. I believe equality should be more about rights. We have equal rights to life, to respect, to honor, to housing, to food, to water, to education. But we must never attempt, in my opinion, my humble opinion, we must never attempt to erase the differences between the genders, because they were put there by the Creator God for a purpose. And guess what? It is for it to be, for everything to fit in like a jigsaw puzzle. because masculine energy will attract feminine energy, and everybody sits in their comfortable energy, comforting energy, and power exudes joy, love, goodness. Society is sweet and happy and joyful, and everybody's happy. Let's talk a little bit about feminine energy. So I want to encourage ladies now. Whenever your man shows up with that masculine energy, can you please happily stay in your feminine energy? Be positive, be thankful, be grateful, be happy, be warm, be nurturing. Feminine energy is nurturing, feminine energy is caring, feminine energy creates a warm environment that is peaceful, restful, homely, and loving. Feminine energy makes sure that the children are well taken care of, they are looking good, they are learning, their educational needs are met, they are being supported, the family is being supported to achieve what they've been created to achieve. So make the house a home for your man and be happy doing it. Don't try to take over and lead. Let him let him stay in his masculine energy and lead. Don't do the grandiose gestures like being the one spending all of your money while he keeps his. No, let him spend the money. Keep yours for a rainy day for the children. The children are going to buy a house, in the future, and houses are expensive these days. So maybe that your extra money can be saved up to help the children when it's time for them to buy. So feminine energy needs attention. We need attention, we need to be cherished, we need to be loved, we need to be treated with tenderness. But when we are forced into the masculine, we lose that beauty, we lose that warmth, we lose all of that softness, and we become agitated and angry, and we are in a fighty mode. When there's stress, it's either fight or flight. But when there's too much stress for the woman because she's been forced into the masculine to run out and to rescue the family and to make more money, she becomes somebody else. So she's constantly aggressive, constantly unhappy, constantly critical. So she slipped out of her feminine now into the masculine. No. So men, please let your women enjoy their femininity. Women, I want to encourage you, insist on staying in your femininity. So be soft, be peaceful, be warm. Don't take too many jobs. Don't work too many hours. Say no to those extra shifts and extra hours and extra, all the weekend jobs. You've worked Monday to Friday, then Saturday or Sunday you're working as well. How are you going to be feminine for your man? No, let him go and do the extra work. You stay home and look after yourself. Go do that spa. Go out with the girls. Enjoy feminine energy with your friends. And just enjoy your life and be who God has created you to be. Be radiant. Be happy. Laugh a lot. Life is short. Honestly, pour love all over yourself. Self-love. And be happy to just chuck that person who is toxic. If a man is in your life, his words are toxic, eventually he will get down to that point where he might end up raising his hand at you. Please feel free, be fast in cutting off the toxic men out of your life, even in just ordinary friendships, let alone boyfriend, girlfriend, let alone even in marriage. Yes, I dare to say it. If man is toxic, many men have been deleted forcefully, married men, by the man that promised, I will love you for the rest of your life and my life. So if man is toxic, you need to leave. There's abundance out there. A lot of people stay in these toxic situationships because they're not relationships. A lot of people stay in these toxic situationships because they are afraid. Who's going to provide for me? Oh no, there's abundance out there. God is a creator and a provider. He will provide for you. So enjoy your femininity and let the man be strong in his masculinity. Where are the men? Where are the guys? Rise up and lean deeply into your masculine energy. Provide, protect, and cherish. Provide for us, make that money, protect us, cherish us. You will be glad you did, because you will see a beautiful, warm, kind, loving, nurturing, joyful, happy, feminine woman blossom before your eyes. I think I've said all I have to say today, all that is in my heart to say. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Share this video with your friends and loved ones, and like the video. Put your respectful comments down below. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you would like me to talk about or what you want to hear. And even if you have a difference of opinion in some of the things I've said, feel free to share it, again, in a respectful manner. It's been wonderful talking to you. Remember, you are precious, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. There is no other person like you. You are unique. No other person has your thumbprint. No other person has your DNA on the earth. So we need you. The world needs the beautiful you. So continue to be your authentic self. Whether you are a man, so be masculine, or you are a woman, so be feminine, and enjoy your life. You're wonderful. You're precious. You're enough. Until next time, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon. Bye for now. Take care. Mwah.